in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the Constitution of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Stevenson, could you call the roll, please?
Councilmember Costin. Councilmember Shoemaker.
Here.
Councilmember McDaniel.
Here.
Councilmember Delavar.
Present.
Councilmember Greenlee.
Here.
Councilmember Morris.
Here.
Councilmember Russell.
Here. And are there any amendments known to the agenda? Seeing none, Mr. Stevenson, do we have any correspondence?
Yes, Your Honor. There was one email from Jack Martin that came in on June 24th, and the subject was regarding the Sandy swimming hole.
Thank you. We are at that first opportunity on the agenda for comments from the public for the council. Yes.
Sherry and Wright, 35514 Southeast Sunset View Road. First, I need to say something nice. I wanted to thank Trevor. He's not here, but I did email him about the, they put in the 30-mile-an-hour speed limit signs on Sunset View for both directions now. So it's really kind of nice. So I thank him for that and his crew. Now, what I wanted to do, I'm going to just kind of read through what I've typed up. And you can correct, advise, respond, or answer me when I finish reading everything. I'll just go straight down. Agenda Bill 10410, the camera lens. Summary statement shows an original price of $1,279.99. However, the cost was actually $1,262.99 because of an $80 rebate. But there was also an additional purchase of a lens filter for $63, which brought the total to $1,262.99. My questions are, is this filter included as part of the surplus? Why wasn't Mr. Bivens required to reimburse the city for this expense? Isn't it illegal to use city money for personal expenses? And can't this situation be taken to small claims court? Okay, Agenda Bill 10510, financial services support with Paul Lewis. How can the financial department have extra money or a savings amount? Is the camera lens deficit included as part of this savings amount, or is it just dropped because it was last year's expenses? B, from the outline in Exhibit A, the consultant will be compiling existing information and perhaps putting that info into a program that will show or analyze revenue projections. As far as calling out economic trends, this information is readily available online and in our newspapers. C, I was under the impression that our city administrator was hired to basically do a similar task as outlined for this consultant. D, originally we eliminated the economic department from the budget. This seems to me that we're adding it back in sort of a backdoor approach. Okay, Exhibit A of the email. This is still part of this same Agenda Bill 105. Scope of additional tasks. 1, update trends and key economic indicators through the second quarter 2010. This is part of what's required. Aren't we already privy to this same type of information is my question. 2, update financial report to show the 2010 General, Street, and Fire Fund. Question, is this consultant retyping existing reports to recompile for July 30th? Question, another question, do our departments have these reports ready to give to the consultant? He can't begin work tomorrow if they aren't available. And 3, updated projected revenues. What software is he using to obtain his statistics? 4, a presentation of the above on July 30th council retreat. Is the city paying for his traveling time and materials for submitting his reports? Because I don't see that stated in any of the contracts. It's all his service fees, hourly fees. It is stated under Supplemental Task Work Plan, Task 6, the consultant will develop a draft presentation of the updated economic trends. Comment, the draft means that there will not be a final report. There is no indication that such will be provided because the remaining contract hours don't provide for it. 5, up to 25 hours assistance for the 2011 budget process. Comment, Task 7, to work with city staff on various tasks as assigned. This is, in my opinion, is too general. Okay, the contract agreement, item 3, the payment. The contract calls out $110 an hour, not to exceed $4,400 for services. And I see no mention of cost of materials for gathering any of the reports, as well as no indicators of his traveling time, if he's going to be charged. I don't know if it's free or not. Item 5, additional taxes. This means a possibility of additional fees. That's part of that contract. Item 10, joint property. Question, have both parties agreed upon the type of software being used to conduct an exchange of report information? Will Washougal be able to regenerate this report within their own facility? Items 12 and 13 to me are conflicting statements. Item 12 says, consultant shall be solely responsible for all acts of its agents, employees, representatives, and subcontractors during the performance of this contract. Item 13 says he doesn't have any full or part-time employees, which indicates to me he's working the project alone, but I'm not sure. I foresee additional expenses not being accounted for at the present. I don't believe there is enough buffer to allow for the unexpected, which usually appears with any outside contractor. The tasks set up for Paul Lewis as a consultant are very similar to that already defined in our city administrator's job description. I would rather the money be used to expand our administrator's capability through updated software or newer equipment than use the money outside of Washougal. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other members of the public wishing to address the council? Yes, Joe?
I would like, I'm sorry.
I didn't hear you. Go ahead.
Hi, Barbara.
No, you go first.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Barbara.
No, that's fine. You do your thing first. I need to sit down and relax a minute. Then you can read for her.
She sings at the nursing home. What I'd like to do is to be put on the agenda for next week. Main reason I want to talk to you is
Joe, you do need to give your name and address, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. The name is Joe Levesque, 2682 Northwest Norwood Street, Camas, Washington. And I'd like to be put on the agenda for next week, maybe 10, 15 minutes. Maybe I can distribute something for you to look at. And the basic thing I'm trying to do here is you people are making decisions based on what you know. And it's what you don't know that's hurting this community. And my background's building and developing. I've hired a lot of people, created a lot of homes for a lot of people. Communities collected a lot of taxes. Anyhow, that's what I'd like to do instead of just shooting off my mouth, because I get emotional and upset sometimes.
Understood.
So what do I have to do besides going to staff here? I don't want to go through staff. I want to sit down with you guys.
And that's not an option, Joe, on the subject that you want to speak with. If you would like to bring some materials in that we can disseminate to the council, we could certainly do that. But until it goes through the staff level, it will not appear on the agendas.
I tried to do that once and it didn't happen.
To go through the staff?
Look, why I have a Bill of Rights. I should have right of speech here.
Joe,
You guys are hurting the community here and you're not even aware of it.
Mr. Levesque, I've tried to explain a number of times to you that it needs
Listen,
to go
I don't
through
want to
the
go to
state.
staff to talk to the people that are elected by the officials. I don't want to do it. I think it's a violation of my rights.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public? Barbara?